welcome to all. Uh, just to have the demo session, and whatever you have any questions, you feel free to ask me. Then we're able to answer our question. Okay. Okay. So then let's start. I think you might be seeing the demo or the recording session, or even you have seen the agenda, the curriculum of the course. Okay. And if anyone has uh, not yet had a look at the curriculum or the recording session for the demo, you please watch after this as well, so that you'll get an idea of what is this course and what is the intent to cover this course. Okay. So as most of you knows that now the technology is moving from on-premise to the cloud environments, right? So when the direction is moving, obviously the tools or the softwares, the way we are using, that is also quite changed now. So this has not changed to the on the consumer side. Even the company is also now adopting the new softwares, which are flexible and efficient, and they're trying to use that. Right. That is why you wanted to learn the course Cloud Platform Integration, which we call it as a CPI. So earlier, this course that we call it as a HANA Cloud Integration, for the branding purpose, SAP has renamed to CPI, SAP Cloud Platform Integration. And the Cloud Platform Integration is the purpose of the middleware that SAP is offering to integrate between the cloud environments and on-premise environments. So the question is, why is the need? Is there any need to use this tool or to use this middleware software, right? So now, for example, let's take a scenario where the business process that is continuing in the on-premise systems, right? So whenever on the ERP software, you take it a HR, HCM software, or the sales, marketing. If you look at any software, what we are doing is that we are implementing the ERP software for the companies which you know located in the client place. There, we purchase the software from the product vendors like SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, all these companies. Then these consulting partners, which we call it as like Infosys, Cognizant, Deloitte, right? These companies will bring the people who are the consultants, and they are going to implement, install the software, then configuring the configuration, then they are implementing the ERP business applications to the customer. So therefore the customer will continue to use the software servers and maintained by the client place. Then they continue to use the software for their business. So during that process, if they need the maintenance of the software, like to support packages or the upgrade versions, getting the new features and all, has to be managed by the customer, right? So for that, he has set up the team and more people and all everybody knows. People who are there more than 10 years in the IT field, they knows very well that these are the things that we are experiencing. Then now what happens? Now the shift has moved from on-premise to the cloud. So whatever I told you, that is completely providing by the product vendors. So now whatever the consulting partner job, that is completely taken by the product vendors, and they are offering the entire software as a service. So what they are saying, that you don't need to purchase the software, you don't need to install the software, you don't need to maintain the software, even you don't need to upgrade the software. Everything will be managed by the product vendors, and they they just use the client. At the end, they use the software. So based on the usage, they can pay on the yearly basis. Okay, so it is like our power bill, right? We don't have the power grid, but we pay on monthly basis, right? At the same time, here also the companies will use their software, and they will pay on the yearly basis. So for offering these kind of a software to the clients, they came up the technology called a cloud applications. So whatever the software that you are seeing, that they will install in the place at one place. From there, they will provide these software applications to the client, which we are saying the cloud environment, right? So when you compare the on-premise systems and now in the cloud environment, the way the the way the client wanted to use for their business, that is also completely changed. Because when the business software is so much of flexible, on the parallel they can have the so much of choice of choosing the features as well. Okay, that is the reason now, though the clients are using their on-premise systems, they wanted to go for uh, cloud applications. Why? Because they are seeing the more features which are very easy and efficient to use for their software, right? And on the other side, it is also a wrong apprehension that the on-premise systems are completely removed or take away by the cloud. That is also not correct. On-premise will still continue because the client has invested so much of things, and whatever they wanted to use the application, they continue to use. At the same time, for the new applications which are very much needed for for their business processes, they will use this new software as well. Okay, this is where the integration is required. So the CPI tool, whatever we are going to cover the core CPI, this tool or the software that will fill this gap. So if you take any business process which start from the cloud and it ends with the on-premise. So during this process, the process has to be work, right? In order to the business process has to work, the integration is required from the cloud to the on-premise. This is where SAP is putting so much of investments into the CPI tool. So the if you you know if you since it is the product vendor is SAP, if you look at any SAP customer, right, who are using their on-premise systems, obviously they want to go with the cloud applications. So for that, they will not remove completely on-premise, right? They still continue the on-premise, but wherever the efficient features are there, efficient applications are there, they will use for those things. And for that, they need to integrate the applications from the cloud to on-premise. So this is where the cloud technology is coming to that, in terms of offering these cloud applications. And SAP is offering a HANA cloud platform, that now we call it as a cloud platform, where all these cloud applications are installed and the client will access these applications. And the business model is software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So anything that they are offering, they will provide you as a service. So that means client just pay based on their usage of the software, right? So now let's get into the our core curriculum. I mean our course of topics like cloud platform integration, right? But let us understand, is there any really benefits that the cloud is offering, right? So, and if you look at on this slide, primarily there are four types of benefits that customers are seeing right now. One is faster deployment, and another one is faster deployment means what? Faster deployment means earlier, if the business software, like enterprise business software, ERP, if you install any ERP in on-premise systems, how many months it will take to ready to use by the client? Minimum 1 year, right? But now, just within 2 months of time, they can start to use at least they one or two business processes. They can use that. Okay, that is a faster deployment that they can see. Next, access to innovation. So access to an innovation means, even SAP is also upgrade their versions from on the quarterly basis. When the SAP is upgrading on a quarterly basis, obviously they have to provide the new features, right? Otherwise, uh, you know, uh, customers may not be uh, not likely to continue long time, right? For example, if you see in the mobiles, every time the new versions are coming, that means they will release the new one or two new features, right? Why? Because by looking at those features, they can sell, right? Same way here also. So every quarter they will release the new features, and that will offer to the customer with the same free of cost, not additional charge for that. So these access to an innovation, this is it is an ongoing cycle. It will happen on even every quarterly as well. Okay. Shipra, yeah, this is a demo session. Next, the next benefit is agile deployment, configuration, and integration. That means even these whatever we are within the 2 months of time to implement the software, even some of the process that the SAP is providing a prepackaged solutions. That means a ready-made uh, package solution. You just fill the sender and receiver systems, and you can use the directly to integrate the systems. And next, there is no upgrade cycles for the downtime. Earlier, if you wanted to upgrade from one version to another version, there is a downtime. Team will perform the activities and all. Now those things are gone. The SAP will take care about upgrades as well. And finally, the cost. Uh, Cost is also matters, right? So if you look at the cost, as I told you, you just imagine on the when it when the times in on-premise times, you know, the client will invested very huge amounts. Why? Because they need to install the software, and then they start using for maintain. They have the team, so much of money they invested, but now all things are gone. Only thing is they have to pay for the fees what they used on a yearly basis. So a drastical change. If it is a $1 million, if they invested in the on-premise times, now it is a 1/10th. You know that much of change that you can see when they move to the cloud. So these are the basic benefits if they move to the cloud, not only SAP cloud, any cloud. Then now the topic, since we have to focus on the cloud platform integration, let us look at the capabilities of CPI, right? So let's have a look at the capabilities of cloud platform integration. So cloud platform integration can be used in three different directions. Like one is on-premise to on-premise. So in on-premise times, which is the middleware that clients are using in SAP. Earlier it was XI, after that PI and PIVO, right? So Honestly, it doesn't make sense to use the CPI, but CPIs have a capability to support even the on-premise systems as well. Next, cloud to cloud. Since the CPI is hosted in the cloud and it is okay to use to from cloud to cloud applications. That is not a big deal. The third direction is this is the right fit hybrid model, cloud to on-premise. So on the one side, on-premise systems, and the other side, cloud systems. There we will use the CPI. This is uh, the need of the hour is in these directions, right? From on-premise, from the cloud systems to on-premise systems to make sure that the process will continue to use from cloud to the on-premise. So for that we use, if you look at a system A means a success factor system, which is one of the cloud application, and there we use the CPI, which is hosted in the cloud, right? Then it will integrate with the on-premise systems.
Hi, Srinivas, Dhananjay. I have a question here. You said, it can integrate any on-premise system to a cloud system. So, on any on-premise system, that does that mean it can integrate even Oracle or other system, or is it only related to SAP system?
Okay, sure. Please mute and mute.
Sure.
Okay, is a good question. So his question is basically this tool will support to cover only the within the scope of SAP systems, or third-party systems or non-SAP systems, for that matter, any other flat legacy systems. Yes, the CPI will cover for any of the system, not required, not limited to only the SAP systems. By using the CPI tool, you can use from Oracle-based systems to .NET-based systems, and from the Oracle Cloud applications to Microsoft Directory flat files, any of the combination, any of the product vendors. You can even we can integrate with Google Cloud Platform as well, Microsoft Direct, OneDrive, any of the tool, anything that we can use for the this tool, not limited with SAP.
Okay, but in that case, when I see the integration content or prepackaged content over there, so I find mostly it covers only integration of prepackaged content covers only SAP system mostly. So in that case, if we are integrating other systems, so do we have to create custom flows, or how it is? Like, do SAP provide also integration content
Yeah,
for
yeah, it
other
is.
systems?
Yeah, it is,
Okay.
of course, no, because whatever they are offering in the prepackaged content, that will be driven by the market, right? For example, there is a hotel, all items are available, but there is only one or two items are running. They will focus more on those things, right? Here also same thing. Since SAP is offering to the who will use this, most of the clients who will use that SAP customers. Why? Because they are already using the SAP on-premise systems. So therefore, they have to use this CPI because there is no other alternative to use that. So for that, SAP is offering the prepackaged solutions, right? But if the CPI is there and you wanted to use for the other systems, the CPI tool will support. Okay, so in the same way, if you look at in the prepackaged solutions, most of the cloud and on-premise that will be managed by the SAP. But of course, there are some third-party systems also there. But the other side, SAP system. Okay, so it is uh, not necessary to use always with the SAP systems. Even this tool will support for the non-SAP systems as well.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Any other questions from anyone?
I have one more question here. When you talk about the costing and all, so you talk about like the license is based on yearly basis or something like on the usage. So
Yeah.
what kind of uses you are referring to? Like how many documents we are sharing or
No, the
what is that?
number of employees or number of users based on the count.
Based on the
Based
number
on
of
the,
user who is
yeah.
logging into that system.
L- Yes, logging into the system, not logging into the system. The employees who are, I mean, it depends on the software. For example, look at SuccessFactors system. They will charge based on the live users who are there in the production environment. Okay. And if you look at CPI tool, this is based on the adapters. So
Mhm.
based on that usage means that will contains different parameters based on the software. Okay.
Okay, but mostly the CPA will be used by the integration developer or maybe like some of the admin who will be using this. So I don't really understand like how can they charge based on number of users because mostly it will be used by consultant or who is configuring the system, not by any end user or someone.
Okay. So but SAP, no, SAP has access to charge that, right? SAP has access. SAP Ops team can calculate how
Okay.
many adapters that the client is using. So
Okay.
based
Okay.
on that, they will charge that. But it doesn't necessarily know by the customers. Customer doesn't know, even doesn't require to know that what is the technical interfaces and all. But your question is on what basis SAP will charge for the
Yes.
CPI
Right.
system, right? So CPI system will be charged based on the the adapters count. Of course, there are initially some offering is there, like if any
Mhm.
customer is purchasing the functional package like success factors or hybrids or any other cloud, the CPI will be provided free of cost up to 9 adapters, to promote this tool. And after that, they will charge. So like the different patterns are there. The sales, because these sales and all is not fixed based on the region, based on the season, they will keep changing it. So it doesn't sense also to understand about the sales structure, but the usage, SAP will charge to the customers based on the usage. The usage parameters will be vary from the region to region, company to company. There are so many factors will be involved.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? Okay. If not, let's go further. Some other after that you can ask me. Okay. So this is one hybrid mod. So another point is here. Let's say on the on-premise system, uh, just forget about cloud. Before the cloud, on-premise systems are there, like a B and C are there. To integrate B and C, some middleware is required. For that, as that time we have PI, right? PI system. By using the PI system, we can integrate their interfaces. So now the cloud has come so that the CPI is also available to integrate from cloud to on-premise. So that now question is the the customer question is, should I keep PI system or should I remove the PI system? What, as an integration consultant, what is the best approach or best suggestion that you will offer to the customer? Any view by anyone?
Yes. So I'm not sure about this, but yeah, I will ask them to keep PA system and keeping both as SAP SC and SAP PA system. But yeah, keep SAP PI system as a pass-through. Don't involve much mapping there because mapping is already done in SAP SCI. And since SAP PI is on-premise system, so processing time and everything will be much longer than this SAP SCI. But yeah, keeping both will be somewhat advantageous.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of the good approach that because already the PA server is there in the landscape, and if we say to the customer that just remove, that is unnecessarily again additional effort. So for that, what we'll offer is keep the PA system, but the PI system will be used to maintain the dedicated communication channel. So, like from cloud to the on-premise system, I use that trusted networks that will push the request from cloud to the on-premise. So it is like a tunnel, right, to use on the for the communication channel. Whereas the integration development, the integration content that we will develop the iFlow that will be performed in the CPI, right? So from cloud application like success factors to CPI, CPI to PI, and PI to other ERP systems. So it will go in that way. And next, let us look at the technical capabilities that will supported by CPI, right? So like whatever till now the PAR PO system that will offer or that will be used by the PA system, same capabilities will be supported by the CPI as well. Okay, and on top of it, the configuration of adapters, like from sender system to CPI or from the CPI to the target system, we need to configure the adapters, right? Like connections, connectors. So the configuration of this adapter is very much easy than in the PI system. So the configuration of the systems or communicating the trusted certificates, everything will be handled very smooth and very secured. As a consultant, it is very easy for us to configure as well. Okay, so now the message, the capabilities, if you look at here, message transformation, like the source format and the target format are different, and you wanted to transform into the using a different functions that is offering by CPI, like content enricher, content modifier, and request reply, filters. So all these things will help to transform the data. Next, persistence. Message persistence means what? You wanted to store the data temporarily in the CPI, right? For transforming the data, sometimes we need to store the data, right, to integrate any of the data with the others' data. So we need some place to store the data, right? So that is called a persistence. So that persistence is available in the CPI as well. And security related, this is the most important thing. Imagine if it is on-premise system, it is accessible within the intranet, but now everything is flowing through internet protocols, right? So when it is flowing through internet, there are so much of untrusted applications that will be also flow along with the data, right? So it is very important to make a secured channels and secured protocol over the internet. So that will be even very much handled by the SAP, because this is not for the consumer production, even this is offering to the enterprise companies. So the security related uh, uh, mechanisms what SAP is offering is everything is configured by the certificates. So that is also most efficient to handle by the CPI tool. And next, events. We have different schedulers to schedule the interface. We have different events, and all these events will be offered by NCPI. If you look at overally what is needed to use as a middleware, that is very much is offering by the CPI tool. and more or less the connectivity when we use from sender to the target system, it will be happen in that way. So okay, left side, if you look at, imagine there's a sender system and we use the SOAP, OData, SFTP, IDOC, email, all the adapters we can use either sender side or the receiver side. We can use these list of adapters and to configure the system. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay. So if you don't have any question, I request you to put unmute.
Oh, I have one more question here. In the previous slide, you were talking about the connectivity and security thing. So, can you please repeat that once again? Like, what kind of security and what kind of authentication is provided by SAP SCI? Is it same with as in SAP PA or some additional feature has been added here?
Yeah, so that is part of authentication and authorization process.
Okay.
CPA is offering more security related items. If you we go into detail in the curriculum as well.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
So can we use REST adapters also in connectivity?
The REST protocol, I mean,
Yes.
so yeah, the REST protocol also used by CPA. It is available
But
to
there is
use
no
it.
REST adapter available.
Yeah, there is no. Is there any necessity use that REST adapter? Can't we use any other adapter?
You can use HTTP with REST or you can use SuccessFactors with REST.
Yeah, so REST is basically, if you look at the API, if the system is offering the REST API, the REST API can be used by the even SOAP adapter. Okay, so it depends on the API. If the REST API is available, we can use the SOAP adapter and you can select the REST API so that it can be able to integrate with the system. Imagine, for example, there is a new system and the adapter is not available. Even we can request SAP to offer the adapter as well. If you raise the request to them, and they will even provide the new adapter as well. Because in the market, not for the, at least in the HR or the sales. But if you look at the latest technologies like IoT or the blockchain, there are new tools, new technologies are coming. Each tool, the adapters has to be supported because for the new technologies like these IoT and blockchain or the machine learning, the integration tool is CPI only, no other tool. So for all the cloud environment, CPI is the only tool that is available for the even the latest technologies. But in the latest technology, so many new tools are coming up. If you look at in the even prepackaged content, you can see the new technologies that is using by the CPI. So for that, obviously the adapter is required, right? So even we can request SAP to offer create the new adapter, even they will create the new adapter as well. So on the overall, there is no stopper that because of this adapter I'm not able to configure. You don't see that kind of a situation because whatever the adapters that offering by SAP, those one of that is suitable for our requirement. So only thing is you need to have a look at and review what is the best fit for your requirement. Okay. So prepackaged is more or less like this. I will show you the system and just a second. So the system will be like this. Okay, so this is the live system, the CPI tenant, where you just see the look and feel of this tenant. So we have basically 4 tabs here. Discover. Discover means what we are saying, that prepackaged, so the integration content. It is like to use, if the requirement suits you, you just use directly to use that. You don't need to develop the iFlow from the scratch, right? So like that, there are 259 packages that are available, and if you wanted to see based on the line of business for our business, within that industry, which either HR, financials, different industry, you can select and see how many packages are available. Next is the design. For example, if the prepackaged is not suits for every requirement, then what to do? You need to develop the type flow from the scratch, right? So that you will do in the design tab. Once you click on the design tab, here only it will go to create from the scratch. Whatever the resources are required, all are available in this, in the design tab. Next, monitor. Monitor is that once you develop the type flow, you wanted to execute the type flow. After execution of the iFlow, we have to see whether the message is successful or not successful, getting an error, or all these things. So under the monitor, we can monitor those messages, we can monitor the deployed iFlows, we can monitor the security related stuff. Everything will be monitored under the monitor page. Next is the settings. This page is even still under construction, like a transport order. If you wanted to move from, because even in the integration as well, there are 2 tenants that are offering by SAP. One is for development and quality, and another one for production. You want to move from this development to the production, there the transport order, like in the ERP system, how it moving, same way it will possible to move in the future. Right now it is not possible there. So the main thing is the design and monitor. These are the 2 areas that are most important for us to start to develop any iFlow. So the system that we are using, the CPI, that we are connecting through web UI, the one you are seeing that through web UI, right? So we have only one way to use this CPI is through web UI. Earlier we have another tool called Eclipse. Now SAP has stopped using the Eclipse. We don't need to use the Eclipse. Even though if you use, you are not able to deploy that iFlow into the CPI tenant, right? So everyone who wanted to work on the CPI, they have to connect through web UI. So here only we can do that.
Which URL we can use to access CPI?
Yeah, so SAP will send you the URL and user ID, the user ID and password. It is like our Gmail account, how we are connecting. Same way we log in using that URL, and once you enter your user ID password, you will enter into this page. And from there you can able to do that. So now if you look at the prepackaged integrations, so these are the
Will we get access
prepackaged.
to this? Will we get access to the system for training?
Yeah, during your training course, you are able to connect to the system, and whenever you are free, you are able to practice it as well.
Okay.
Everyone have received the curriculum. If anyone has not yet received or not seen, please ask the training coordinators. I will also tell them. Please have a look at the curriculum as well. Okay.
Can you tell your current version, which version you are having?
There is no use of knowing the versions also. Why? Because
Next to
always
data
you are,
services, click on that and then click on upload.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, even though if you know the version, no use for the versions. Why? Because why? What is the reason for not knowing this version? Because we are not able to maintain any upgrades. SAP is only the one who perform these tasks, right? So now then what is we have to so now the question is on what are the things that we need to focus as a consultant, right? So the focus area is in the design tab where you develop the iFlow. That is the main intention or the main role for the consultant to you to enhance their skill set, right? Because on the system side or the upgrades, maintenance, everything will be handled by SAP. So as a integration consultant, we don't look at in the only the technology side. You have to be like a business consultant. Whichever the domain you are using that, you have to understand the business process as well. Therefore, you are able to develop the high flow very easily, and that you are connecting with the sender and target systems. Okay, so now the questions time. If you have any questions, please ask me anything relevant for number. Okay, by the way, the course duration is 30 hours, 30 hours, and Monday to Friday, evening 9:30 to 10:30 p.m.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah. This Srinivas.
yeah, Srinivas.
So the system which you have showed, so I don't think it will be available for everyone, right?
Why it is not available? It is available for everyone.
Okay, so I thought it's only who purchase the success factors or the HCI will get this account.
Okay, you are asking for this batch, right? During the practice sessions, is that accessible to us or not? What is your
Yeah,
question?
that's one part of the. I mean, that's also fine. I mean, yeah, you can. My exact question is not that, but it's more or less the same.
Okay, so if, for example, in general, yes, it is not available for everyone. Like earlier, SAP has provided a trial version for 1 month. That is removed. Now you will not get for trial versions. Only thing is you will get the live versions only. So that whatever that link that you are seeing, that is for the one of the customer that they want to use it, right? Since in the training you need a practice, therefore you are going to connect the system and practice it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, hi
So
Kumar,
there
this
is
is
one.
Chandrakant.
Yeah, Kumar, Srinivas.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
one last question. So, can we connect the system to our SAP training system? I mean, which our office is providing some dummy system. Can we connect it to that system?
You mean sender or target systems other than CPI? Is that your
No,
question?
no, our target system. So, I have a success factor system and a SAP training system, both.
Okay. So now you wanted to connect those systems by using the CPI.
Yeah, correct. I mean, I am asking if it is possible or not.
Yeah, yeah, you can use that, no problem.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, that's
How
all.
many sources uh, can you explain this session, Kumar?
What, sir? How many?
How many? I mean sources. I mean SF is there and then Salesforce is there, right?
Okay, sender system.
Like that we have so many. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
sender.
Yes.
It depends on actually the business scenario requirement, no?
Requirements. Okay.
Yeah, but the adapters are there, around 8 adapters on the center side.
Okay, but
Uh,
some companies are, I think, using so many sources like some other sources. Can you explain that also? Other than SF and Salesforce?
okay, your question is basically, other than the success factor system,
And
will you
Salesforce
use
and
any other systems in
yes,
the
yes, yes,
scenario, right?
yes, yes.
Yes, we use again on-premise systems. We use it. The problem here is the system access. For example, if you have a C4C, yes, we will use it. It
Okay.
depends on this choice. But by default here,
In the sessions.
okay, yeah, again, when it comes to the systems, don't focus on much on the system side. Why? Because the system connectivity is very much easy. Why it is so much easy? Because we are not building any new adapter. We are just using the adapter which is ready-made, that is provided by SAP. So
Okay.
the only thing is we are just giving the system details only there. We are not building any kind of adapter there. So uh, configuration of the connecting the system is very much easy. So what is most difficult is developing the iFlow, because that
Integration.
is the most important thing. Yeah. So that is most important thing. That is where we are focusing on much thing. So it doesn't matter whether the sender or receiver, if you use the different systems, you can use it based on the scenarios. But here we primarily focus on how to develop the iFlow. Right? So that is the more primary focus.
All right, Kumar, but we don't know exactly what is SF and Salesforce. Completely, we are from, I think, different background. So that is the reason why I'm asking this. Can you explain
So you,
at least
which
basics
background
of
you are from?
Java background? Totally, I'm working on Java actually.
Okay, so if it is Java, even the Java also will help now here. There are scripts is required to develop
Yeah, okay. I think
Java
it
scripts.
I think it should be, I think, Groovy, I
Mm.
think, right?
No,
Groovy.
even Groovy and Java both are supporting by CPI.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because like people
Right.
like we are from SAP, we don't know about Groovy, and we don't know about scripts. So the easy part is to learn Groovy. So therefore, we are learning Groovy and we are working on that. But
Oh,
people who are from Java developers, they can
yes,
use these two type of scripts are supporting by CPI, Java scripts and Groovy scripts.
fine, fine.
Of course, Java is different, JavaScript is different, but you have a knowledge on that, right?
Yes, yes.
JavaScripts.
Yes,
Mm,
yes.
that will
Is
help.
Java mapping used here? Java mapping?
Yeah, yeah. Java mapping is also there, but we don't use that much. We use a message mapping and XSLT mapping.
Okay.
Hi.
So is it more like BPM or is like PI? Like in
PI,
PI we use
this is like a PI, process integration.
yeah. So in PI the way we use a graphical mapping, so the node function and all will be used here in CPI.
Yeah, yeah. Here also through graphical representation to show, to draw the lines and connectors, it will also go in the same way.
And there is
But
no
only thing
BPM
is,
function here.
no BPM.
Actually, in the starting you told about some events. So
Yeah.
can you tell me that those events are used in mapping or
No,
connecting the
events.
systems?
Events is basically to, for example, you wanted to schedule that interface within the specific time with, within the CPI. Which event will be used? That is one of the event you use it. And you wanted to use the sub process of the iFlow, like a sub iFlow, right? So when you wanted to start with the sub iFlow, which event will be used? And when you wanted to use for the exceptions, errors, to notify it, which event will be used? So like that, for different situations, different events will be used. Okay.
Okay.
I have,
Yeah.
Hi Kumar, I
I've
have one
received the
question.
courses content, but
Hello.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, in design side, iFlows are having update option, right? So can we go directly for update option, or any version compatibility will happen when we compare with ECC system?
So you mean the version compatibility between CPI and ERP?
Yeah, already. I mean, iFlows are having update option, right? So
Yeah.
it is showing some
Okay.
update
Okay.
options.
Okay, basically your question is that now the iFlow is developed, but after few days the new version is there. Is it nearly to use the update option so that it will going to be updated during that process? Is there any compatibility issues?
Yes,
No
yes, exactly.
yeah, no compatibility issues. That is how SAP is taking care. So whenever any new version, every customer, what, okay, the other way I can say simply that whoever using the CPI tenant, that will be using by the latest version. Okay. So that means what? That by default we automatically will go into that way. So the iFlows that they are developed, that is there with the latest version. But where is that problem here is the APIs that we are connecting to the system. Let's say, for example, from success factors, earlier we used the SAP API, right? So if the API is closed, then it will be a problem that you need to upgrade or the move or update to the new API. But when it comes to the infrastructure side, like new versions are available, but you're always connected to the latest version, so there will be no concept of older versions. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, how is the demo? Is it helpful?
Yeah, hi Kumar.
Or
One question.
yeah,
You said that the scripts will be involved, right, in the iFlows.
correct.
So I'm basically from SAP background. So how difficult will it be to learn that scripting language?
Even I am also new to the scripts only because I am also I too from the SAP background. So initially you feel like a difficult. Of course, you are a developer or a developer or
Yeah,
any
ABAP.
functional. ABAP. So for us, it's not a big deal. So you just easily to understand the Groovy script. Maybe it will take you over 2 weeks time to understand. After that, you can easily catch the programming.
Okay. So will you be giving us this Groovy script basics also here, or
Yeah. I
directly?
will take you. I mean, I will not. I may not be teach you the each and every letter, like what it is like that. But we'll cover the scenarios. We'll, okay, there are 5 or 6 scenarios using Groovy script. How in this scenario, why we need to use this Groovy script? What is the logic behind in this Groovy script? The logic that we will see. So we'll go to the scripts in that, but to understanding about like a if condition, else condition, what is the use, we may not go in that way. But I will tell you the areas where open, there are so many open forums are there to understand that. So I don't think for you it will take much time to understand that. But yes, Groovy script is easy to learn, but the more you do the practice, you can able to understand. And on the other hand, we will give you around 100 Groovy scripts to practice it. At least if you practice 20 of the Groovy scripts, it will be very handy for you. Those are the very real time scenario where you can use these scripts in our project.
And
Oh,
can
okay.
you explain accessibility also, Kumar?
Yeah, XSLT.
Yes, accessibility we need this, right? So that in this we have to use XLT also in some
Okay,
situations.
you mean Groovy script? No, XSLT mapping is different. There also we use the coding and all. But in the Groovy scripts that we use for building that query or calculation of the parameters or any other thing, so those situations we use that.
Okay, can we use the Groovy script for the transformation logics and all?
Yeah, of course, the UDFs in the mapping rules there different formats are there. There we want to use. There only we use more and more Groovy scripts in that.
It depends on requirement on it.
Yeah. Of course, there are some standard functions are there, but if those standard functions are not suitable, we have to use these Groovy scripts.
Okay, we need at least the basics of SF and Salesforce. Kumar, can you help on them?
Of course, success factor side, yes, it is very much helpful. And if you wanted to use any other systems, yes, that also we can connect. I mean, in this practice, in these sessions, we use cloud to on-premise one scenario for connectivity, and cloud to cloud and cloud to SFTP as well.
Okay, Salesforce
Like
also.
a file.
Can you explain?
Salesforce, yeah, you have a system details to connection.
I think this is a freeware, right? We can log in on Salesforce.
Even we cover S4HANA as well, S4HANA Cloud.
Okay. As a sender, right?
As a receiver.
Receiver, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, how to connect a database system to CPI? Like in PI, we use JDBC adapter. So, what adapter is used to connect to database in CPI?
The MaxDB. SAP one database, no? MaxDB. There it will store this data.
Okay. So, will you help in certification also?
Okay, coming to the certification, helping means the whatever we cover, we are going through the practice and cover the courses, no, that is more than sufficient to write the certification. So where the certification is focusing on primarily on the basics of the cloud platform integration, that will be covered by this course. I mean, once you go through the sessions and you can write after this course, at least most of the questions you can already, we will discuss the sessions only. But the only thing is, you may be, for theory, you need to write more and more, you need to read more and more, right? That is the reason even we are providing the documentation as well. So whatever the topic that we discuss, there is a document for that as well, so you can read the documents and go for the certification. And if you want a further help on the certifications, please contact Ganesh. Very much will help you to providing the certifications as well. Okay, so I hope at least just get some info about the CPI introduction, right? So tomorrow we will discuss about the actual classes, about architecture, how the architecture was designed for the CPI. That we will start with that. Okay. So thanks for joining the call meeting, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.